Hey everyone, welcome to the Long Box.
Yo, what's good?
Man, dude, you saw Ant-Man and the Wasp before I did. I saw it last week, sometime last week, and now we're finally getting to the discussion. How'd you feel about Ant-Man and the Wasp as a whole, and then we'll break it down later.
I did not like it. For once, I did not like a Marvel movie.
Oh damn, why not?
Usually, I love them. It felt like a waste. It felt like
It totally did
there's
feel like
no
just like a filler. Like it totally was just like a buffer, like in place of like like to get weight to get pumped for Avengers 4. That's really all it was. It just felt like a buffer kind of.
It
But
was
go
what
on.
it was. It failed at its job. If that's what it was, it failed at its job. Uh, I felt like nobody won, or I mean, sorry, I felt like everybody won, nobody lost. There, it was just bad storytelling. Like it was a happy ending for everybody. Nothing mattered. There were no stakes. I felt the end credit scene was the only interesting part, and that would have made for a cool movie. But instead of a cool movie, this is what they gave us.
Yeah,
Uh, the end credit scene, he's trapped in what's it called? What's the word I'm looking
the
for?
quantum realm.
Subatomic, subatomic or whatever.
Yeah,
And there's no one there to get him out because everyone disappeared. That would have been an awesome movie. Like, what's he gonna do now? It was a good cliffhanger, but it would have made for a better film instead of filler.
yeah, and it also doesn't make any sense of how he's gonna come back in Avengers 4 and be with the OG Avengers and help them take on and like retrieve everything back to normal and take on Thanos.
You see, this is what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to speculate about the next movie, but if they wanted better speculation, it shouldn't have just been that throwaway at the end. Well, I mean, it wasn't really a throwaway. I mean, it shouldn't have just been that little clip at the end. It should have been more than just the end credits.
I didn't
They
even
should.
stay for the final last credit scene with the ant playing the drums. I didn't even stay for that one.
I there was going to be nothing that first end credit scene, but I stayed anyways. I was like, I got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Um, uh, uh,
But
so,
I think this movie offered a lot of character development for um Paul Rudd's Scott Lang and Evangeline Lilly's Hope. They developed a
yeah,
lot.
definitely.
Even Hank Pym developed like you see a more soft side of Hank instead of like the hard ass that he usually was. But then that could also be of like all this controversy that's been going over all of media. But I don't even know if we want to get into that right now because we get into it all the time.
But I don't know. I liked some of the humor, but I felt they know how funny they are, and they weren't trying to be that funny. They were trying to
Yeah,
be a little too funny, and it didn't quite. Not all of it hit. Like I don't know. I'm bad at explaining things sometimes, but
yeah,
a lot of the humor just didn't hit. It was no Deadpool. Like in Deadpool, the jokes are almost always like a hit in those
yeah.
movies, but
It totally could have been a PG-13 Deadpool, like in all respects, because you have a great cast. Paul Rudd is funny as fuck. Um, yeah. So like, there's all that. Paul Rudd is like ever since he's been doing this action stuff, dude. He's like almost as ripped as Ryan Reynolds. Going back on the Deadpool stuff, dude. Like Ryan Reynolds got like he's been like sexiest bachelor or sexiest man or whatever GQ whatever for like many years. But to get off that, uh, I found some of the story to be pointless. Like the whole Ghost
yeah,
was pretty
they were
much
definitely
pointless.
pointless.
Ghost was pointless throughout the whole thing. But I did like the one villain, the dude, the businessman guy who like he actually made sense or whatever. And then when you were saying that everybody wins, He didn't win at the end. He didn't win at all, dude. He, but he, they also didn't shine that much light onto his story and perspective or whatever too. Like he was just some shady businessman type guy. He needs the technology for what God knows what, and yeah.
I don't know. I think it wasn't well thought out, and there was a lot more they could have done to attract an audience. I don't know. Like the jokes were like all right, I guess. It just bothers me. It wasn't as funny as the first one, and it was choppy. I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I was just movies after I saw that.
How do you feel about a lot of the fans bashing the movie because they feel that like finally we got the Wasp in the movie or whatever. She was one of the founding OG members of Avengers. Finally we get the Wasp in the movie just to have her fucking snapped off in the end, whatever. And yeah, so how do you feel about that? I'll tell you my feelings about it after.
I didn't hear anybody say that actually, but I think it's kind of dumb that people complain about that because I mean it's everyone like most people have been. Well, I guess just half of people disagree, but I mean like you already knew everyone was gonna. You already knew something was gonna happen with that. Like
Yeah.
they weren't gonna make a movie and not touch on Infinity War, but it doesn't matter. Like I don't. If people were complaining about that, I think it's dumb because I mean, just look at everyone else that went away. Like there's Spider-Man, blah blah blah. Like most people, I keep saying most, even though it's just half, but you know what I'm saying. Like so many heroes.
A lot of big
Disappear.
characters.
I mean,
A lot of big characters are like, but Spider Man has a movie coming out next year. How is he? You know, like shut the fuck up. You know this is temporary. Like,
yeah.
you know this is temporary. And then a lot of people were saying that she wasn't like showcased enough. Like I was seeing a lot of this stuff on like Twitter and like and
I try to stay away from that stuff sometimes.
yeah.
But,
So and I'm like, dude, she was entirely badass throughout the entire movie. Dude, she was kicking ass, dude. She was amazing. And then like and everyone knows that the snap is just temporary, dude. Everyone's gonna be brought back, dude. Like we know we and so like I could only read it, dude. I didn't have the time or the patience to comment on any of that stuff. So
yeah, I don't blame you. It's getting to that point where we can't discuss things online. Well, I think we're already like kind of past that point, but especially with movies.
dude, it's so crazy.
But
Like uh yeah, like I respect I give the whole movie bad respect because like what the characters were what they had like in their script or whatever and what was being directed towards them. I think all the actors and like they all did extremely well. They were all fantastic, dude. Like you say some of their jokes fell flat. I kind of agree. Michael Pena wasn't as good as he was in the first one.
I was so disappointed. I'm like, this is the funniest dude like in the whole MCU.
But and then Stan Lee had a really funny cameo. That was good. Like with the like, oh man. So because I had like almost like a triple entendre of like, or definitely a double, definitely a double entendre of like, oh man, the '60s or whatever were really playing a toll on me because it could apply to drug use and just the characters being brought to life.
Yeah, but okay, so I don't think there's much more we could say about this movie.
No, I got more questions. I got more questions. How do you feel
Yeah.
about the rumor that Janet Van Dyne is going to bring out the next evolution in mutants? Because in the movie she said that she evolved into something else. And usually when Marvel talks about evolution, they refer to mutants. How do you feel about that rumor speculating that the quantum realm of all places is going to bring out the mutant gene into people?
That sounds like it'd be like super unique. I think that'd probably be a really cool way to explain them. With almost done. I was almost done, but I'll show you this later.
All
I
right.
love. Uh, I think it'd be pretty unique because everyone. I mean, the X Men movies have been out longer than the MCU, so we're all pretty much like familiar with the X Men and their origin, and this would be a really cool way to put a spin on it.
Yeah.
And I mess up this duel even further. Oh well, but
That's all right. This is the first long box or slash on the road that I've actually been drinking during. So this is a first.
I don't know. I guess that would be really interesting, but I don't know how they're gonna incorporate it. How they're gonna incorporate the X Men. I think I heard today. Excuse me. I think I heard today a rumor that the New Mutants movie was canceled. I don't know if you heard anything
I
about
didn't
that.
hear anything about that. No.
I just seen one article pop up, so I didn't think it was true. Well, I think it said it might be canceled, is what the article said. So I didn't really read it, but I just seen it pop up in one place, so I thought it was fake because I only seen it in one place.
Yeah. Usually they'll be popping up everywhere.
Yeah, but all right. So what did you think of all the trailers that we in the last week?
I liked
Uh,
I liked them all. I liked all the trailers. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I liked Aquaman. I liked the Titans TV show trailer. I liked Shazam, even though Shazam's suit looks like he's wearing like balloons and stuff. Um,
all right. Well, let's start with Shazam.
all right.
Let's start with Shazam. It looks good, but it all looks like I've seen it before. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like Big. You know the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
I think so.
Well, it's about a little kid, and he goes to this little fortune telling machine, and he wishes to become big, and then the next morning he wakes up as Tom Hanks or whatever, and that's kind of what this movie's supposed to be, like a superhero version of that, kind of like. So like it's supposed to be like really fun and lighthearted and like just like all out silly, and I think it looks great for what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it does look like I've seen it all before, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. I just hope there's some good twists in it.
Yeah,
Overall, I'm not really excited for it. It's one of those straight to like Amazon Prime movies. Uh, but if we're talking about Aquaman though, Aquaman, DC still doesn't have my trust movies, but
yeah.
Aquaman actually really decent.
It actually looked really good, dude. Like when it looked like James Gunn, R.I.P. his career. It looked like James Gunn's like setting of like space, but in underwater and shit, dude. It looked really fucking cool, like the whole Atlantean.
Give me a lot of Black Panther vibes.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Dude, that trailer looks cool. And then like Jason Momoa did a good job as Aquaman in the Justice League movie, and like he was really fun, but just that movie was just bad. So like, there's nothing that can save, huh?
So that was one of the worst movies. It's like that whole movie universe is like the worst movie universe in the history of movie universes.
Yeah, it's that whole movie was just bad, and it was like the worst one they made. Like Man of Steel was really good. Batman vs Superman was
After
like,
Man of Steel gets a little worse and worse.
yeah, yeah, but Batman vs Superman was like okay, it's tolerable, and then Justice League was like, what the fuck? This movie is shit, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Right? It's like that meme. It's like, oh no, honey, what is you doing? Like that's
yeah, yeah, exactly.
but let's see. What other movie trailers were there?
There was Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I haven't even seen the first Godzilla yet, but that one looks really cool, dude. So I gotta catch up on the Godzilla franchise. Check that shit out.
Yeah, I haven't seen the past ones neither, but that one looked really cool.
Yeah, The last one I think was the one with Bryan Cranston in it, and they like
Yeah.
barely have Godzilla in it, but like it was supposed to be like an intro piece to this new monsters universe that they're building.
I seen this trailer like yesterday for a movie. I think it's called like Alita or something. I don't know if you seen that. You seen that?
I didn't. I saw it, but I didn't look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw stuff about it, but I didn't look at any of it.
Hmm. I seen the trailer. It looks really cool.
Yeah. So then they had the CW trailers for Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash and Legends. They didn't have one for Black
You know,
Lightning. I didn't see one anyway.
you know.
Um,
I didn't watch them. I didn't watch those trailers. I from those shows, the only one I bothered to still watch is Flash, and I haven't seen the most recent season yet.
yeah.
I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes into Agents of Shield still. Um, I'm terrible, but
No, man, you got to catch back up on Agent of Shield. Marvel didn't have any trailers to show us at San Diego Comic Con. They took a back seat this year. Um, even though it would have been cool to see some like behind the scenes footage or just some like a sneak peek at what Captain Marvel has to offer us, But yeah, we'll get that soon. We'll get that soon.
yeah.
So tomorrow,
Awkward silence.
when this show uploads, because I'm uploading this tomorrow. When this show uploads, dude, I'm gonna be watching Teen Titans Go: to the movies. Are you excited about that movie at all? Do you think it looks good? Or are you like, why the fuck are you seeing that movie?
Well, I'm actually one of the people that likes Teen Titans Go, but it's with an asterisk because I don't go out of my way to watch it, but I've seen it on TV before and it just makes me laugh.
I've
So
never
I
seen
just
an
I don't know.
episode, but I've seen really funny clips that makes me kind of want to watch it. So like I just can't go out of my way to be like, oh, let's put on Teen Titans Go. Like,
I might watch the movie. I don't know. I'm flat broke right now, and I got a job interview tomorrow actually. So maybe if it goes well, I'll go and see it. But I
yeah,
don't know. I've seen clips. It looks hilarious. I
it
mean,
looks
I don't
really
know.
funny.
It looks like I mean, it does look like kids, but it looks like something like a grown up can enjoy. Uh, so
I,
I might see the movie.
I showed my
But
trailer.
I
I
think
showed the trailer to my stepdad like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, "Dude, we're gonna go see this movie," and he's all like, "I don't really care about it," but I showed him the trailer, and it got to the part where the John Stewart was all like, "Yeah, there was a Green Lantern movie, but we don't talk about that one," and he got mad. He's like, "Why not? That movie was good, man. It had Ben Affleck in it." I was like, "That wasn't Ben Affleck. That was Ryan Reynolds."
oh, what a crackhead.
He got mad at this cartoon trailer, dude. It was so hilarious, dude. He didn't even start drinking yet.
That's funny. But all right. So what else is going on? What good comics you reading these days?
I'm behind on everything. I'd say the best thing that I'm reading is still Scarlet Spider, which I'm about to record my issues 1 through 6 review on it. I'm gonna just do 6 issues at a time on those review things I was doing, and I'm starting on that. I'm actually gonna start picking up some of these books now that I'm like getting my mental life, in a little bit more organized and in order. So like I'm gonna pick up these Sea of Thieves books because I'm really into pirates and I want to check that stuff out. So I want to read those. I want to read this Spider King stuff by IDW. That looks kind of cool. Um, I want to check out Oblivion Song.
Living Song's awesome. Let's see. Because I do have like everyone would probably hate me if they saw how I put away my red pile. Like I just have like 6 long boxes in a row that are all filled up, and when I finish reading books, I just toss them on top. And when I get like 100 on top, I organize them and put them away.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna bother looking through it right now and see what the last thing I read was. was. But
Yeah.
I'll look through the pile in front of me of stuff I haven't read yet that I plan on reading. I'm gonna read Silencer 2. Did you ever pick up number 1? Silencer was a good one from DC.
I just noticed those today at my shop, and cause I've never I think I've seen it because it's at like issue 6 now, isn't it?
6 or 7.
Yeah, because I
I think
noticed
the
them
first one.
today. I noticed them today. They had like the latest two, and I was like, oh fuck, man, like. And if I would have picked those up, I would have went over budget because I told you today I made budget, but I went $2 over budget today, but it was fine.
But I gotta catch up on Damage. I think I'm on number 5.
Yeah,
Now I gotta read this book from Image and Skybound called Stellar. That's a cool sci-fi one. Gotta read the latest Gideon Falls. I haven't read Spectacular 307 yet or Immortal Hulk 2. Those are great titles.
so Nasser, when we did that Timon Show episode, the Steve Ditko episode, after you left, I was telling Eric. Eric had never heard of Rocco's Modern Life, and I thought he was trolling me. I thought he was trolling me, and I was all like, "Dude, you never." So I'm explaining to him like the whole fucking premise of Rocco's Modern Life, and like he's like, "Yeah, I think that kind of sounds familiar." I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like it blew my mind, dude. Like. It blew my goddamn mind. That's a good book. It's a really good comic series, and like I've been collecting it. It's I read the first 5. I think it's 6 or 7 in now, and they're fun. They're really fun.
Dude, I messed up this doodle second time, and it's because I'm trying. I don't.
You're trying to what?
I said I messed up this doodle for a second time because I'm drawing on a sticky note and I don't have a notebook.
Why are you trying on post-its?
Because I just said I don't have a notebook.
You know what we used to do with post-its, dude? We used to make little flip books with like stick figures battling and stuff.
Too. I got in trouble once in the 4th grade with that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there was this kid who was like always mean to me and stuff, and he was like picking on me, so I made a flip book of him getting hung. and then he told the teacher, and I'm like, why am I getting in trouble? And then I got sent to like the principal's office, and he had me read some book about some person. I forget if it was a person or an alien. This is 4th grade we're talking about.
Yeah.
And this book was about someone that had like purple skin or something, and they thought I was racist. And they're like, if you were older, this would have been a hate crime. And I'm like, what's a hate crime? What is racist? And
I just don't like this prick.
I didn't know when I was in 4th grade that black people used to get lynched all the time, like and stuff. So I'm like, how is this a hate crime? What did I do? Like, I don't know. I was so confused. I'm like, why am I reading this book? Like, what's going on?
Man.
Yeah, that's my history with making flip books.
Man, that's traumatic.
Yeah. Bruh, I've been $27 away from hitting $6,000 on the Indiegogo for like an hour and a half now, dude. I'm just like, come on, someone that hey.
I'm hitting the $30 one next week. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, guys, let's get there today. Oof.
And then I'm probably just gonna give out all those extra copies for free.
You know, and then I'm thinking to go just Saturday to 8 Comic Con in October. I think it's the 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'm thinking to go just the 13th.
Yeah.
I think it's like $65. 7 p.m. It's an Navy Pier.
So did you think your Indiegogo was gonna be this successful?
I did not, but I also did, cause okay,
I'm gonna pull that shit up on the show.
Okay, this is what I thought would happen. I thought our goal was 2,000.
Yeah.
Our stretch goal was like 3,000. Now we set a $10,000 and $11,000 stretch goal. We'll see if we get there. I still think we can.
You
But
can. I think you can, or you can get pretty close. I think you can get really close to it. Like this shit's been fucking popping, dude.
but here's I thought with our initial goal being 2 grand, I thought we were gonna hit that after like 3 weeks, and I thought like on the last day we'll hit 3 grand. But at the same time, I knew a lot of YouTubers liked my stuff, or at least were like friends with me,
Yeah.
and I knew like they would have some word of mouth. So I was like maybe if they get the word of mouth out that we could do pretty well, and all it took was a few mentions. You get on a live stream for like an hour, you get on another one for an hour, and someone did a whole video on me, and I mean it got us a lot of traffic. And the first day we hit like just over 1,000, and the second day we hit like 2,000 and like $66, and then after 3,000 in the first 3 days, we hit about another 3,000 in the next like 7. I think we've been up for about 10 days now.
Yeah, dude.
So
It says you're $27 shy of $6,000.
yeah, and I got so many retweets, but nobody's backing me right now.
Man,
Oh, I'm about right now.
this says 291% of your fucking goal was completed.
Yeah, let me get Twitter open. Let me like scroll down for a picture. Let's scroll down for a picture or something. Let's try to find some art that's buried between all the memes.
You got a YouTube video too. I never even saw that. I never even watched that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me post this. Let me post this picture of the cover. Let's see. We're still $27 away from 6,000.
Yeah, I have it on the show right now.
And I'll put in the link, and then let's give it a few hashtags.
So like,
Comics.
that's some shit I wanted to ask you. How do you have this really good relationship with Comicsgate right now, and Comicsgate gets a lot of flack for just like a lot of people like that are associated with Comicsgate like get blacklisted from like the majors, the big guys. So like oh man, how do you feel about just taking this huge risk and
I don't care to work for the big guys. I just want to work for Image Comics. That's my goal.
yeah.
But I mean, I have a pretty good relationship with most of them. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like we're pals, but I wouldn't say I'm like super best friends with everyone. Like there's no one I talk to every day, but I mean they're all with me. Retweets from some of them whenever I post about my comic, but I mean I got their backs, they got mine. And I couldn't care less if like Marvel or DC wants to blacklist me because they weren't going to hire me anyways because I didn't want to work there.
Right on, right on.
I mean, I gave Marvel some scripts at C2E2 to their talent scout, but that's just because I would take a job there just to get my start. But yeah, that's all I cared. Like, if I were to work at Marvel, I would just get my start there. I wouldn't keep working there.
Yeah.
But I know when Ethan was still working at DC, I mean, he wasn't blacklisted. They were ready to extend his contract, but he left on his own terms. It had gotten too toxic there, and he was ready to never frog again, which I take credit because on day one, I was like, Ethan, why don't you go indie? You'd make so much more money.
Yeah.
Like, no, I like work DC. I'm like, Ethan, I got this book called Hourglass. You'd be perfect. He's like, no, I'm happy working at DC.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I convinced.
Dude, his art would be dope for Hourglass, dude. He's good.
Dude, he's one of the top, like, he make my top 10 artists of all time, but his like top 5 or 10 of all time. I don't know. I don't want to rank people, especially when he's my buddy, you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, ranking, especially if they're buddy, dude. That's just more inspiration, dude. I like how you don't have any of the dialogue in these pictures, dude. That's good, dude. You just have the fucking. They said no one knows what's going
There's
on.
dialogue in the updates. If you go to the updates, you'll see him. You'll see him with dialogue. Well, then, oh yeah, talk, but not for me about there
Hold on, you're
being
cutting out, kinda.
me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was talk going around about there possibly being a Comicsgate anthology book.
Oh yeah.
I keep telling Ethan if there is one, I call him working with you. There's no way we're getting around this. You are making a story for the Comicsgate anthology book.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm telling him, I'm like, I've been trying to get him to work on something with me since I met him. So I'm telling him if this anthology happens, I'll write whatever you want.
Nice. So man, I had a question, but I forgot it. Fuck.
What was it, like comics related?
Yeah, it was comics related. It was comics related.
We were talking about working at Marvel and DC. Does that jog your memory?
No, that's not part of it. Like, cause neither of us want to work at Marvel or DC. Oh, it was about the Jim Jeffries show with DNC on it, dude. So you saw that clip, dude. Like,
Yeah,
did that have you in your LOLs or not?
His enemies were all like happy when they saw it. They were like, "This is gonna destroy him."
Yeah.
When it didn't destroy him, they were all like, "They shouldn't have given him a plan." They went from 0 to 100. They were so happy, and then they were like, "Wait, no." They were so dumb, but it kind of made me like chuckle at one or two parts. But I knew it wasn't something serious. Like I knew it was just gonna be satire as soon as I saw it.
Well, that's what Jim Jeffries does, dude. Jim Jeffries is like one of the best comedians of all time, dude. You got to check him out, dude. You'll cry. You'll like fall asleep crying after watching some of his specials.
I heard he was good, but I heard lately he's just like he's not. I don't know. I haven't watched him.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the second book came out better than the first one. Just needs a little more work.
Yeah. So why do you have it as a Stardust issue 1 when it's just a one shot? I know it says in the description that it's a one shot, but did you have to label it that way, or because there's so much stuff that's called Stardust that like you had to separate it from the other stuff that's called Stardust?
Well, if you look at the cover, there's no Stardust. If you look at the left in the updates, because right now it is just a one shot, but we're gonna. I don't know what me and Sean are doing next. I don't know if we're gonna have an anthology called Stardust. I don't know. I wrote a 60-page one shot called Serpent World of Terror, and Serpent might actually end up being like a mini series now. But I sent it to him. I don't know if he read it yet, and he told me he's never drawn snakes before. So I don't know if he's gonna want to draw it, but I don't know if we're gonna do Serpent next.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he can draw snakes if he wanted to, dude. Just look at this dude's face, you know, like you just gotta draw a head on that stuff, you know.
I was like, do you like drawing snakes? He's like, I've never drawn a snake before, and I was like, okay, well here's the script.
To be fair, I've only drawn one snake in my entire life, dude, and it was really cool. If it looked like it was like coming out of the page. It was really cool. That's back when I used to draw all the time when I was like 19 and 20.
But Serpent, it has a open ending. I really liked Serpent. I liked how it turned out, which I never like how anything I do turns out. So I see. I don't know what's next yet with Sean. I just know I think that Indiegogo I'm launching is going to be with my buddy Chaz, and then he in September, a little bit after Stardust. I'd maybe want to hold off until after I've shipped out Stardust, so people know they're getting their product, and then I'll
Yeah.
launch. It's called Lost and Found, and it's a 3-issue series, which is most likely going to be reprinted by Antarctic Press because Antarctic Press already liked the scripts and they just wanted me to get an artist.
Nice.
But of course, I got to approve his art.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see how that goes.
So you have a good relationship with Antarctic Press right now?
Yeah, Antarctic follows me. I'm Facebook friends with the owner. The company follows me back on Twitter.
That's what's up. I really admire how proactive you are, dude. You go out there, man. You network yourself pretty well, dude. And I gotta admire that about you, man. That's you got a lot of tenacity.
Yeah, it's because I don't want to do anything else. But I might have to if I can't do this for a living. Because I do have a job interview coming up
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Hello?
Yeah, that's all I could say. Is just I just don't want to do anything else. So you got to be whatever that word was you said. I can't say it.
If you were gonna say it in the sentence you were about to say, you would say tenacious. You got to be tenacious.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get your fucking thesaurus out. I was fucking stuttering my words. Damn you! That always happens to me when I'm trying to be witty. Like I know I told you the one story about when I was talking shit to about this one kid at work or whatever, like in his face. So I was like, yeah, if you're gonna make it, you know what happens when you assume you make an ass out of Dylan, and then I fucking turned around, I walked directly into a buggy.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. That's what happens when I'm trying to be like. That's what happens when I'm like trying to be like on 10, like be at the top of the world, dude. I push myself down the hill, dude. Like.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I like Indiegogo, but I don't think it's the future. I think the future has to be these Comicsgate comics have to become the new mainstream, and they got to get on a monthly schedule, and they got to be in the shops.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking to launch an ongoing, but I'm like, yeah, it's people. Even launching Lost and Found as a mini series, I feel might not be too smart because people lose interest when there's so much time in between.
Yeah.
On issues. So that's the downside, but they do know what they're getting into though when they back these on Indiegogo, or if you use Kickstarter. I prefer Indiegogo.
You know what I think I'd use Indiegogo for? I would use it for my trades. You know, like I'm gotta get this trade out, dude. If you missed the fucking whatever Strange Adventures when they were coming out and you didn't get the whatever, dude, boom, I'm doing Indiegogo for the trades, dude. Like you can get the whole collection.
Another reason I don't like it is because if I want to run it for issue 4 of something, and then somebody okay, Lost and Found's 3 issues. So let's say if I run it for all 3, and then I get to 3, and then people are like, oh, but I haven't read 1 or 2 yet. Where can I get them? And then it's not in shops, so I have to be the one. Well, I mean, if we didn't have Antarctic Press, then I'm like.
That's one of the things that's one of the things that shops should do though is like, that's what I should have did today. God damn it, Nasser. You should have fucking told me, dude. If I could tell my shop about your fucking Indiegogo.
I did tell you the other day, but not today.
Ah, man, you should have told me today. Or yesterday. If you would have told me yesterday, I would have remembered. Because that's all I had on my mind was going to the shop after... What? maybe,
But
maybe. But fuck, dude, I still got a couple that I can ride out. I can ride over there tomorrow. I can ride over there tomorrow morning, dude, and be like, hey, my buddy's got and I'll show him the stuff. Yeah, dude, and then they can back it like probably with like the company credit card or whatever. They can back whatever and get like a couple of the issues in stock on their store, on their shelf, whatever, and people will
they
buy
can
it.
get they can get 10 of them for $30.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, and they can totally profit off that, sell them for whatever, like $2 a piece.
$2 that'd be losing money, man.
Yeah, never mind. Fucking $4 a piece. Fucking boom. Cause it's free shipping. You got free shipping. I saw that shit. I was like, hell yeah, dude, free. This motherfucking Indiegogo. I don't know if all Indiegogos do, but this motherfucking Indiegogo's got free shipping. Dude, back this shit. I backed it today. I'm gonna back some more of it next week when I get more money.
But yeah, but like I was saying, if uh, I don't know, it's just it bothers me because I'm like, if these Indiegogos grow and then I get to issue 3 and then excuse me, people are like, oh, but I need 1 and 2, and then it's like, well, now I have to not only print that, then I have to go and print 1 and 2, and it's just a lot more hectic.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd rather it's just in shops, and if people can't find it, then they go shop to shop or they go online. But with these small print runs, I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm not Ethan or anybody, so there's not gonna be high print runs of this.
Well, I know when I print Strange Adventures #1, I'm gonna have a lot of extras from when I cause like from what I distribute and from people I know a lot of people aren't gonna buy it, even though they say they will. When they like, dude, when you get going, dude, let me know, I'll buy that shit. They're not going to, and then so I know I'm gonna have a lot of extra shit. So like, I'm not too worried about that aspect because I know I'm gonna like I'm gonna put too much money into it.
Sorry, you see the group chat? I'm all like, what do I gotta do for you guys to buy the book? And then everyone just ignores me. They don't want to say anything. I'm like, I see how it is, guys.
Well, a lot of people backed it though. So like you got Matt backed it, Ivan backed it, Dalen backed it. I don't know what's up with Jeremy hasn't backed it, but I don't know, man. If I tell Jeremy to back it, he'll back. I haven't noticed. I didn't know who backed it until you did that comment today in the group chat or yesterday. Uh,
Was it yesterday or yeah, it was yesterday.
it
I
was
think.
yesterday, yeah.
Or I can't remember now.
So a couple nights ago, I watched a movie that was backed by an Indiegogo called Super Troopers 2. It's the sequel to Super Troopers, and it was very lackluster. It did not meet any of my expectations of what a Super Troopers sequel should be. It was funny. It had its moments, but the only saving grace was the Mad TV star from the back in the day of Will Sasso. He was a fucking amazing. Did you see the movie at all, or have you seen any of the Super Troopers?
No, I never even heard of them.
What, dude? It's good shit, dude. It's the first one is highway patrol police versus the local police of this town. They're both trying to solve this drug bust that happened, and like it's and I don't want to reveal any twists, even though the movie is like 100 years old. Um, but it was just it was really funny. It had a lot of dad jokes. That one did too. But this second movie was nothing but goddamn dad jokes or American versus Canadian jokes. And I was like, man, like that's cool that it got backed by Indiegogo though, man. So like, uh, I do see a future, not necessarily in comic books, but I do see a future just in media in general, like getting so like where you're pushing corporation to the side and you're starting your own funding and whatever for these movies or these cartoons or these shows or these comic books or whatever that you want to create. You're getting that shit backed up by your own followers, your own supporters that want to see it, that want to see the content. And I do see a future in that, like, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So you're not getting notes or whatever from the NBC corporation on like, oh, you're not making this kid friendly, or you're not making this funny enough, or you're not making this uh there's not enough diversity, or whatever the fuck is going on. You can push through that with your own fan base, and I freaking love it. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I just wish there was a little bit better of a way to get these things out on a monthly schedule, so that way I could maybe try my hand at an ongoing or I wrote a mini series, a 5 issue series called The Ninth Men, and I've had so many people interested in it, but I don't want to release it as a graphic novel because it wasn't intended for that. It was
Yeah,
intended to be 5 issues. If it were a graphic novel originally, it would have been written a lot differently.
yeah.
So I want to put out The Ninth Man because I think it's one of my best things I've ever done, probably the best one. But
Now you're making me want to go
I,
read that after I do my Scarlet Spider review.
dude, go ahead, you'll love it.
All right.
I've had artists read it, and I haven't heard like any complaints. And I just did it. I was on vacation to Nikki, my sister, and I was there for my nephew's first birthday, and I just I don't know. I just had this idea in my head, and I was just like, one day I was just like, let's write this. I think I might have written.
I
I
remember
don't
you
know
were
if I
telling me
wrote.
about it back then, dude, when you were out of town, dude. You were telling me all about it, and you were like, I'm emailing you scripts. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, fuck.
I either wrote all of it there, or maybe I wrote most of it there because I at least wrote most of it on vacation, and that's one I would really love to put out because I feel if I put that one out, I would gain like so much respect and people would love it. But I just got to figure out a better way because there are good books that what was it called? There was this book by Brian Buccoletto. It came out from Image, Sons of the Devil. There we go, called Sons of the Devil, and it was a great book. But then he'd put it out like I don't know. I'd get like one issue every 5 or 6 months, and I'd be like, "This was good last time I read it, but I forget who all these people are." So, so Indiegogo, we run a month campaign. We get the money 2 weeks later, so
Yeah.
so we're at a month and a half. Then I gotta print it. It takes 2 weeks to get to me from the printer. So now we're looking at 2 months.
Yeah,
Then
you
I
got a
gotta mail
2 month
it.
gap in between books, which I think would be fine.
Well, I gotta package it all up, mail it out. So we're looking at another like
What
we're
I'm
looking
saying,
at
what you got to do
6
is
months.
you got to run these multiple campaigns. You got to run these campaigns at the same time. Like you since you got Stardust one out, and then you got a new one coming out, and then when you get your monthly when you get your
No,
month
because
when you start doing your monthly floppies, dude, you gotta you run number one, and then like 2 weeks later, boom, we start running number two. Then 2 weeks after that, boom, we start running number three. Even though they're
no,
all running at the same time.
it doesn't quite work like that because the artist has to have the work done. So unless I can pay him to have all those done, I mean, hold up, my mom's calling me. My mom got me Chipotle's. I gotta go, Tim. I think we're
All
gonna
right.
now.
All right, dude. We'll see you later.